Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. We continue in our reading of Kitab al-Siyam, the book of fasting, min Umdat al-Ahkam, by Abdul Ghani al-Maqdisi, rahimahullah ta'ala. Here we have a section still regarding traveling, Hukm al-Sawmi Ramadana, the ruling of fasting Ramadan, wa fitrihi, and breaking it, or breaking fast in it, fi safar, during traveling, or while traveling. الحديث الثامن والثمانين بعد المية, the 188th hadith.
عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال: كنا نسافر مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فلم يعد الصائم على المفطر ولا المفطر على الصائم. From Anas ibn Malik رضي الله عنه said, كنا نسافر, we were traveling with the Prophet, with the Messenger, peace be upon him. فلم يعرفوا, and there was some who were fasting.
Lam ya'ib comes from aib, but because of the lam, ya'ibu, right? Ya'ibu, but because of the ya, so I can't write on this page here because of the screen being switched right now, so you guys can see it. But there should be a ya between the ayn and the ba. Ya'ibu, aba ya'ibu, right? But because of the ya having a sukoon on it, and because of the lam causing this bat to have a sukoon on it, and we dropped two of them because you can't have iltiqa sakinain, two sukoons next to each other. So we dropped the weak letter. And then the kasr is on the bat for reading purposes. Falam ya'ib. Ya'ib or aib, ya'ibu, meaning to blame, to consider someone to have a defect, right? We didn't consider someone to be deficient. The sa'im didn't blame or censure, right, or rebuke, right, the muftir, the one who broke his fast, walal muftiru, nor the one who broke his fast ala sa'im. So the sa'im, the person fasting, didn't say, "Oh, you're weak, you broke your fast," ha, and the one who broke his fast didn't say, "Oh, you're fasting and there's no barakah in fasting while traveling and you don't know what you're doing, you're not taking the rukhsah and you're supposed to take the rukhsah." No, these people didn't blame them, look down upon them, find a fault in them, and these people didn't find a fault in them. من فوائد وأحكام الحديث.
جواز الفطر والصيام في السفر, the permissibility of breaking the fast during travel.
والصيام, جواز الفطر والصيام, the permissible of breaking the fast or fasting في السفر, when traveling.
Again, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam أقر الصحابة عليه.
أقر. We have sunnah, right? I'm trying to give you a word that you know. We have the sunnah, which is fi'liya, something he did. Sunnah qawliya, something he said. And sunnah, what's the third kind? Taqririya, something that he agreed upon. He didn't do it himself, like 2 rakats after wudu. We don't know that he did that, but he heard Bilal's footprints ahead of him in paradise. He said, "What would you do?" He said, "I don't know anything. Every time I make wudu, I pray 2 rakat." Right? Taqririya, he agreed upon something. Aqarra, from qaf ra, but this is form 4. Aqarra, yuqarriru, to agree upon something. Tacit approvals, we say. I think that's how they translate it, right? Tacit approvals. He sees something in his presence and he doesn't rebuke it. So he tacitly approves of it. So he saw they were traveling with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Kunna nusafir ma'a nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We're traveling with the Prophet. Some of us are fasting, some of us not fasting. Those who fasted didn't blame those who weren't, and those who weren't fasting didn't blame those who were. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw all this and didn't say anything, which means both of them are correct. They're both okay, right? He agreed to it.
إقرار النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم حجة. The affirmation of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم is proof.
Yeah, the approval or affirmation, the tacit approvals, however you want to translate that word, right? Thalithan is a hujjah, it's a proof, right? The dalil and evidence.
يسر الشريعة الإسلامية. يسر the easiness of Islamic rulings or Sharia.
Yeah, ease of Islamic Sharia, ease of the Islamic legislation. You can do this or you can do that. Allah made it easy, right? Good. هذا والله تعالى أعلم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.